Right.
You know?
Right. What I find interesting is if Jesus thought so externally, he would have failed in that third temptation with Satan.
Oh, for the kingdoms?
Because here's the thing, right? When Satan said, hey, look at all these kingdoms, you can have all this stuff as long as you bow down to me. And what we understand from the divine principle says that the angel, Satan, recognized that Jesus was already the owner of creation. But when we read in the Bible, we don't see, there's nothing in the Bible where it says Jesus owned property or Jesus went to some guy and he's like, hey, can I buy like 30 shekels of this property and own it? I'm not saying that'd be bad for Jesus to do. I'm not saying that he shouldn't own property in a physical way. But the thing is, it's just like what you said with that faith, it's that God already gave him this whole entire creation. He owns it. But Jesus didn't actually physically own dirt at that time. You know, so I definitely agree with you where it's like, it's silly to think to dismiss the faith-based, and yet we're called kings and queens, and that just because this substantial country isn't established yet. If this substantial country isn't established yet, and that's our base before the faith, then actually a lot of crime could go around. Actually, that means the archangel or any fool could then tread on other people's sovereignty before the substantial kingdom.
Ooh, get out!
I mean, it's true. Yeah.
So, if that's the case, it opens the possibility that there are people who might exploit that possibility.
Exactly. I could just poke you, and then you'd be offended. Be like, "Hey, you're offending me." I'd be like, "Oh, well, we don't have a substantial kingdom yet. It's okay. I keep poking
because
you."
You can't do anything about it.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, exactly. Exploit. It opens a way for abuse to come, for the archangel to get away from his responsibility, or any fool to get away from their
obligation to respect fellow citizens and kings according to the terms of the Constitution.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I felt that when I said that Lourdes excels at various skills. Like one of the things that she'll do is ask you 1,000,000 times the same thing. She wears people down. I mean, it's like a salesperson. So, I mean, you've hired somebody to sell your product for you. You want somebody who doesn't take no for an answer. But once you've entered like the palace and you put crowns on, you have to start. Okay, let's say you walk up to a king and your mandate from your boss is to sell a product. I'm trying to sell this product. Would you buy it? No. And so I'm supposed to go, okay, this is a king who told me no. Right? You're not supposed to go, let me kind of badger him a little bit more. Let me wear him down. Let me see if he's got a soft spot. Let me see if there's a breaking point. So you're not supposed to be seeking the breaking point of kings.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't matter that you have some bottom line or some quota in your job, right? Oh, they're not gonna hire me anymore. They're gonna replace me if I don't fill these seats.
Right.
Okay. Well, if you have to fill the seats with people that you badger, just say, for an event, then somehow you've talked yourself into how it's okay to push kings. I mean, now there are some kings, they don't realize that they're being taken advantage of their prerogative to forgive that abuse. Because they don't even account for it. They're just doing what they're doing because it's status quo from the old restoration era. You got to be a good king. So they're taking the person asking them as they're able. And so it's a foregone conclusion that they're supposed to say yes.
Right.
But I'm not like that. I'm like, I really want my no to be no. And I want the era of the kings where the proper dominion is set up between the family lineage-based kingship and the merit-based organization. I want us to work together.
Right.
But I don't want us to throw lineage and our true identity under the bus. So we're going to have to augment the way people are asked, the type of respect that goes to people when they say no. All those kinds of things have to be reviewed. And I think while trying to review them, Lourdes tends to take those things personal. I swear, if I tried to tell her it's not personal, she just doesn't believe me.
Right.
So because it's personal in her mind, she's probably justified in her mind for going back against me or demonizing me, and it's getting out of hand. So now you're actually committing extra assault by defaming me. Okay, there's nothing wrong with me trying to put the era of church in its proper place.
Right. Which means, again, you're not trying to destroy church. You're putting it in its proper place.
In its proper place. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not disobeying the king, but if you go around and you just flippantly make a charge, Jamal Johnson disobeyed the king. I'm like, seriously, do you know how much effort I've put into trying to cross the T's and dot the I's in my understanding of providence principle? And like, so I can't take it personal, and I don't want her to worship me, but my reputation as somebody who's very clear about lineage, absolute sex, all those kinds of things, I can't have people. I mean, it's not good for people to just think that I flippantly disobey the king. I have reasons for the struggles that I have. My first experience of Father was in '97, where he was talking about why the church sign should come down. I didn't have the old system in my head, right? And people may hate it, but Father looked at me and said, you understand very well. So it is the fact that I understand at least that topic very well, which is why I take the stand that I take. And it's not personal. And people should understand that they have habits that they should overcome. And they shouldn't take it personal when those habits are pointed out by providence, right? I'm just an instrument of providence saying, ouch.